Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. This morning when I got up and was at work, I seen that Adobe, which is a software company, has purchased Figma, which is somewhat like a web design company. I'm not really familiar with it. I mean, I've been looking at it on the computer, just to do a little bit of research on it. But they brought it, guys. So they brought it at $20 billion for the price of $20 billion. Adobe brought Figma for $20 billion in cash and in stock, right? That's how they made this payment. But surprisingly, the stock price has went down 17%. Now we're talking about a company that in November of last year, it was $700. Today it's sitting at $308.30, right? Now, they also had their earnings come out today. They'll be publicized later, but you know how it is in the stock market. You get sneak peeks of what the earnings are. And the earnings were, the Q3 earnings were less than favorable to some investors. Now, compiled with that, and the purchase of Figma, was making it go down. Okay, two things. Like I said, the earnings were less than favorable, but I think that's the smaller part. The other part of it is, when they purchased Figma, last year there was an article saying Figma was worth $10 billion. They paid $20 billion. So a lot of investors and people are thinking, oh, they overpaid. So I think it's very emotional in this drop. And you'll get that sometimes. A lot of times people, they like a stock, they get really, really, really invested in the stock, studying it, and somebody makes a move that's unfavorable to them, or, it's not going the way, they don't align with the CEO of the company, they sell. Now, I think this is a perfect example of that. Now, I mean, I know the Q3 earnings and all that, but take away the sale of them supposedly paying double for Figma, and just leave the Q3 earnings. Do you think the stock would have dropped 17% today? I don't. I mean, it's just my opinion, because I've seen stuff like this before with other stocks. But I'm going to tell you something. The CEO of Adobe got on TV today, and he was speaking. And I'm looking for any tales of, anything that, besides what he was saying, body language or anything like that. The man was calm, cool, and collected, guys. The man, in fact, he was excited. He was like, yeah, the creativity possibilities of the two companies coming together and working together, that was a deciding factor. Is the company Figma is profitable, and he was just, he was just breaking down all of the things. Like he said, both businesses elevate and grow from each other. So I mean, he was just basically explaining what the future holds, and that's understandable. But like I said, the stock is down 17%. Now, Adobe is one of them stocks that, like Tesla, it was out of my reach for a while. Like I have a price trigger on it, and I never even looked at it. You know what I mean? My price trigger I just threw a number out there, it was like 301. It's sitting right now at 308. And this is as low as it's been since 2 years ago. If you look at the charts are correct. So I don't think the company's a bad company. I like it. I mean, their earnings and stuff, a lot of times are good. They're making money year over year, and it's still what the product and that they're offering, the service they're offering, is still in demand, and the company's still growing. They're buying back shares over the past 5 years. I mean, the shares have been going down. I have no complaints with the company, but I just think a lot of people are overreacting right now, and I wouldn't be surprised. It's not funny, but I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow, or whenever we have a green day, this stock shoot up and go right back to where it was at. So as far as buying it right now, it's just my opinion. I have a lot of tech in my portfolios, and I wanted to own Adobe just for the simple fact that it's a different type of tech stock than the ones that I have. And I use some of the products of Adobe, just on personal computer. But yeah, man, I think people are overreacting. It's one of them things where, I don't even want to say it like that, where it's like not your business, but they know what they're doing, we don't. So just because we do, these companies don't do what we want, all of a sudden we get into a hissy fit. It's not even like that. You believe in the company, you believe in the brand, you think 5-10 years down the line the stock price would be nowhere near this, in the green. Yeah, because I was looking at it, and like 5 years ago, from where it's at, it done made an 100% double in the stock price. So say after all of this stuff, and like I can almost guarantee after this stuff with the Fed, because the stock price started dropping from the $700 when the Fed started doing all the other stuff, raising interest rates, and okay, we going into recession and all of this stuff, the stock slowly started to trickle down, and I'm telling you, a lot of these companies, like the Q3 earnings, right? The reason why I say the Q3 earnings it was just Q3 earnings, it wouldn't have dropped 17% today. The reason why I say that is because when this thing clears over, this and a lot of stocks are going to take off. They're going to take off. Investors know, hey, this stock used to be $700. A lot of people are going to pour money into this stock. This is one of many. Tesla's another one. It's just one of those things where, people just got caught up in their feelings, I think. A lot of people. And I can't call it, guys. But for me, if it drops a little bit more, because I want to just buy one share right now. Because with my budget where I'm at now, and I bought a few stocks, this week already. This came as a surprise, so it wasn't even on my radar. If anything, if it drops tomorrow more, I might buy 1 or 2 shares of stock and just stake it at that. And then if it drops below that, whenever it comes up, and I had an opportunity, every month when I put money into my account, I'll dollar cost average it. I'm not telling you guys to do that, but as far as me, it's an excellent opportunity for somebody that wants to get into that type of space. Or if you like Figma, or you're a user of Figma, because Figma doesn't have an IPO, it's privately owned. And the thing that's crazy about it is, I wouldn't be shocked if, this is me looking down the road, Figma gets his own IPO, because they spoke about it before. Figma gets his own IPO, and all of a sudden now, say, because it's owned by Adobe, you have shares in Adobe, and then they do a spinoff where, okay, if you own this, we give you some shares of that. You see what I'm saying? You don't know what's down the road. I think it's a win-win for both companies, especially the guy that they said owned it. If they paid that man $10 billion or $20 billion, that's a win. I don't care what you say. That's a win. And for Adobe, it enhances their performance of what they're doing, and it takes them it puts them in a different category to where they can explore their options, make their business better, and possibly make Figma better, like the CEO said. So I wouldn't sleep on the company. I think a lot of this stuff is blown out of proportion, and it's just emotionally driven, because the market is emotionally driven, guys. People can get mad at somebody, or I've talked to people, and they said, I don't want to invest in the company because I don't like the CEO. You don't even know the man. You know what I mean? It's just one of them things, So, what can you do? But yeah, guys, that was it, basically. I wouldn't sleep on the company. When this thing goes green, because you got to ask yourself, it's sitting now at 308, right? When we go green and hit that bull market, and them bulls get to running, you think it's going to be back to this level? Because it was climbing. It was a hot stock. It was climbing before all this stuff started. So, you know, it's a company where you can use it at home. You know, it's on people's computers. A lot of network systems use it. You know, same with Figma. Figma got customers, Airbnb, Netflix, they all, man, this thing is, it can go to a lot of, it affects a lot of different businesses, and they draw profit from a lot of different businesses. So, I mean, the vision that Adobe had, the CEO, and the brain trust they got, you know, we just regular people that want to buy a stock when the price goes down. These people have a plan, man. So just stick with them. But, yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit. But, as usual, man, leave me a comment. Let me know if you guys got Adobe, what you think about the deal. You know, I mean, I'm not an investor in either of them. I like Adobe, you know, for the potential it is. But, you know, I like to know more. And you guys have been giving some very informative comments. You know, I might hear something tonight that might change my perspective and make me dig deeper into the internet to see, you know, if it's worth buying at this price now. But, yeah, man, as usual, man, I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me today and watch the video. As usual, man, keep the subscriptions coming. Help the channel grow. Share the video so other people can see the video and get a little bit of what I'm talking about. And just share it. And I'll see you guys in the next video as usual. And you guys have an awesome day. And once again, thanks for spending time with me.